Good evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of the TheCaliEffect, King of Games, and today you guys are going to be watching Invoked Infernoid go against True King 6 Samurai, two really good decks, and as you guys can see, they are a combination of strategies. A little more about the Infernoid Invoked later, but True King 6 Samurai is an amazing deck. Being able to search diagram and destroy your Fumas from hand and tutor multiple 6 Samurai monsters to your side of the field to make some huge boards is really important for this deck. As you guys can see, Terraforming is going to search the Dragonic Diagram, and then Diagram is going to destroy a 6 Samurai Fuma, enabling a Kizaru to be summoned. Now, Kizaru's effect is going to activate to add into the Fuma, but not before the Miriam is added from the deck to the hand to trigger another Fuma from the hand just by activating Miriam and summoning it to your side of the field. This deck is really good at making boards like that, and it's initially just a 2-card combo requiring just Diagram and Fuma. Diagram being able to be a 3-of and be searched by Terraforming, and Fuma being a 3-of as well as being searched by Gateway of the 6 Samurai, Reinforcement of the Army, and so many other card effects. So another copy of Dragonic Diagram is going to be activated, destroying the Miriam to search Basiltros and another Miriam from the deck to hand, triggering Miriam's effect. Keep in mind, when it is destroyed, it allows you to search one True King monster, which really makes this strategy right here deadly. Opening double Diagram makes the deck that much deadlier. So Miriam is going to be summoned by destroying Basiltros and Fuma, which is going to trigger more effects. Fuma being able to summon another Kizaru, and then Basiltros summoning another Miriam to the side of the field, and then Kizaru's effect triggering to add Hatsume from the deck to the hand. So it's going to be looking really nasty. Both of the Kizarus are going to be link summoned for a Mrs. Radiant. And then, since a normal summon was not performed, Hatsume is going to banish a Fuma and Kizaru to special summon another Fuma, which is going to make a Herald of Pure Light. Now, both of the Miriams are going to be used to make a True Clean Calamity, and that is how you make a board. Essentially, with just 3 cards from your hand, Calamity is going to be detached to Cleric and a Tribute. We're just going to go ahead and say it's win because it doesn't really matter. It negates all the opponent's monster effects, and they can't declare an attack, making Herald of Perfection almost unbeatable, and being able to negate card effects and prevent the opponent from sending cards from the deck to the graveyard because they will be banished instead. The card is just really good in this matchup. Infernoid Invoked is also a really good deck, being able to send multiple cards from your deck to your graveyard, but even more importantly, being able to use that Minerva that you did summon to make an Invoked Macabre is a serious threat. This time around, they are at a huge disadvantage by going second and having all of their cards banished. So Void Banishment is going to discard a card, but unfortunately it gets banished and it's going to search Void Feast. The really big problem is that even though Void Feast is a very active card, it can just easily be negated by the Herald of Pure Light, and the Calamities also still negates monster effects on the field and making the all of the opponent's monsters one attribute, easy for another True Draco monster to destroy those monsters on the field. So this game, it looks pretty much on lock unless there's 2 board wipes inside of Infernoids, and it doesn't look like that. So I'm not sure how long is this going to work. Maybe digging deeper into the deck with a charge or a solar recharge, which is going to be activated, discarding or banishing the Raiden, drawing 2 cards, and then banishing 2 cards from the top of the deck to the graveyard. 2 very well needed Infernoids. If you guys would like to see this True King 6 Samurai deck profile, then the link is definitely in the description. Also, you can click on this right there, and that will take you right there too. It's a very good deck at making boards like this. It looks like we're going to be seeing game 2 more often than not. So True Draco or True King 6 Samurai established quite a board going first, and it was very easy to take control of the game by using Herald of Perfection, or I'm sorry, Herald of Pure Light and Calamity with a Mrs. Radiant. A follow-up play would have probably meant game if Infernoids didn't follow up with a board, which is probably why scooping would have been the best possible thing because there was no board to follow up on. So back to game 2, let's see exactly how consistently can the True King deck make it, but even more importantly, how does it work against decks that go first and can set up their boards first. True King 6 Samurai is definitely a sneaky type contender deck, a deck that people wouldn't think would be good to make a regional level event, but I think it could sneak some regional level events. So on to game 2. Don't know why dice is rolling, probably just for fun. It looks like True Kings are going to go first. That's interesting. Allowing True Kings to go first seem to be, whoa, Drolling Lock. So that's going to prevent future searches. So looks like the deck is completely stopped. Maybe Infernoid was banking on drawing one of its hand traps, and Drolling Lockbird does stop True King 6 Samurai in its tracks. So even going first, the deck seems to be susceptible to hand traps. Void Banishment is going to activate, discarding Infernoid Infernoid Tiara. To add Void Feast from the deck to the hand. We already know that this is a huge power play. The card is going to be set face down, and then it's going to pass the turn right back to True King 6 Samurais. True King 6 Samurais wasn't really stopped because they still have the diagram in hand. Void Feast is going to be activated, sending Void Banishment to special summon possibly the level 6 Jet and 2 Decatrons, was going to make a board, but no, it looks like Decatron, Patrula, and Harmonic are going to be summoned. It's a possibility that Jet was drawn and not, and that's the reason why it wasn't summoned. So we're going to look at a Decatron, a Patrula, and a Harmonic to the side of the field. It really sucks to play a 60-card deck. And looking at the 60-card deck, no, there's no Jet in the main deck. So we can only assume that the Jet is in the hand. Like I said, it really sucks to play a 60-card deck and then draw the Jet, the one-of Jet that you need for your Void Feast. So Decatron is going to send Onuku, which can negate spells and traps. It's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out for the 6 Samurai deck, because this board is quite well established, and either you have to play over to get over the Decatron, or you have to play around it. Regardless, it's going to be pretty bad for 6 Samurai. So Diagram is going to be activated. Is the Decatron going to use its effect to negate? Surprisingly, I don't think it's going to be using its effect to negate a card effect. So yeah, Smoke Signal, that's going to be negated. Denying the Diagram to destroy the Fuma. Gateway of the 6 Samurai is going to be activated. That's fine. Diagram is now going to be activated. Is that going to be met with a card effect? It looks like that's going to be met with the card effect. Ash Blossom and Joy of Spring is going to be used on the Diagram, and Terraforming is going to search another Diagram, and Drolling Lockbird is going to be used on the Diagram search. Oh, wow. That is just shameful. How terrible that those hand traps can be. Hand traps can ruin a deck's day, especially this True King 6 Samurai. It's actually supposed to be a Diagram in the hand because Drolling Lockbird activates on the resolution, and that Diagram would have been pretty pointless to activate, but it's all good. 2 monsters are going to be summoned, Kizaru and Kizan, to run over the Infernoid monsters. And unfortunately, unlike this this deck was specifically using a different deck profile that didn't run Bagusta, so these 2 monsters are not going to be used to make Bagusta like the other True King 6 Samurai deck profile would have been used. And since you can't even search, Gateway of the 6 is not going to be, really helpful. It looks like Infernoids have a huge chance to come back inside of this game. So 2 monsters on the field. The huge misplay is that Diagram is, a Diagram should be on the field, and then the other Diagram should be in hand, which is probably why you guys should always do your searches beforehand and, not play ahead. So it looks like, Deviati, my apologies, Deviati is going to be summoned, and that's going to board wipe, and I think it's going to be game. I don't think there's a comeback from this, especially, the way that things are headed. The Deviati is going to be used to run over the Kizan, putting the 6 Samurais back at 7,000 life points, or down to 7,000 life points, and trying to think of, I guess, another Diagram would help, but unfortunately, not keeping that Diagram did hurt tremendously. It looks like 6 Samurais could have had a way to fight, but I'm not 100% sure how that would work, because Deviati can still negate monster effects. So actually, wow, another Drolling Lockbird to the top deck Terraforming. It looks like we're going into game 3, fellas. That was just crazy. Triple Drolling Lockbird to completely wreck 6 Samurai's day. That's not good at all. So on to the third and final game, where it's going to be really interesting to see who goes first and who goes second, maybe because of evenly matched and, hand traps. I know that in this True King 6 Samurai deck, they did side evenly matched, so maybe they might want Infernoids to go first, especially knowing that they might be thinking that the Infernoids would want to go second, or the Infernoids would be forced to go second, seeing that how good 6 Samurais are. But those hand traps are pretty terrible for the deck. So it looks like Infernoid is going to be forced to go first, and Invoked, the Invoked Aliester is going to be summoned to search the Invocation, and then it looks like we're going to see possibly Pot of Desires being activated next. Yes, that looks like Pot of Desires is going to be activated next to banish 10 cards to draw 2. Is there an Ash Blossom? to the Pot of Desires. No, it doesn't like there's an Ash Blossom to the Pot of Desires. So, looking at the banish cards, we can kind of see that there's at least a Charged Light Brigade. It looks like a Fairy Tale Snow as well. Not sure what the Invoked Infernoids can do right now. Possibly just make a Macabre, which is a really good card against a deck that needs its spells and traps and its card effects to make great boards. So yes, Macabre is going to be used by, or made by using Radiant in hand and the Alistair Invoker. And obviously the Invocation is going to use this effect to add the Alistair back to hand. Or is it not? It doesn't. Wait, it might be. No, looks like Six Samurai United is going to be activated. No, it is. It probably just a mistake. But Six Samurai United is going to be activated. And it looks like he, you know, Six Samurais might be trying to bait out this Invoked Macabre because, you know, or just maybe force, try to get some draws out of it. Because Macabre can negate the gateway to Six Samurai, but then Diagram can follow through. Like, there can be so many other card effects to follow through. Speedrun Terratop is going to be summoned. Terratop is going to add Takentum board. The one-of, the crazy one-of. This card is just a really crazy one-of in this deck. That's going to add the Takentum board, and that's going to special summon itself. And those two monsters are probably going to make either a Break Sword, it could be an Invoker, it could be so many cards that could be made off of just that free special summon. So those two monsters are going to be used to make an Invoker. Okay, and Invoker effect is activated. Macabre doesn't seem to negate the card effect. So Kizaru's going to be summoned. Kizaru's effect is going to activate. And that's going to go free. So United already has one counter on it. That's pretty interesting that, you know, it's going to go away free. Kizan's going to be special summoned. And then the United's going to activate its effect to draw 2. Is there any type of response? That's going to be negated, huh? That's interesting. Macabre, well, that Macabre is German, so don't really know if it can negate, activate already active effects. So no, it can't negate already active effects. So 2 cards are going to be drawn, and it looks like we already know where the, you know, Invoker wants to go, but it looks like you have to bait the monster effect to get something relevant going on. So all of the monsters were special summoned, and that's pretty good how this deck can special summon so many monsters to the side of the field without its normal summon. Already 3 monsters, Invoker and Searches that have been used or played on the field. So Gateway of the Six Samurai is going to be activated, and that's going to be negated by the Solar Recharge. So that might be the opening that Six Samurais need. Possibly a normal summon to make Borreload to take the Invoked Macabre might happen, and that could put Invoked Infernoids in a pretty bad position. So looking at it, yes, another Kizaru is going to be summoned. And that summon just, if that summon's fine, and it might be something, the Invoked might need something to stop that. No, a Link 4 is going to be made for the Borreload Dragon, and Macabre cannot negate this since it's already used its 1 negate. Borreload's going to attack into the Macabre and take it, and then the 2,500 damage is going to be used. This is a very interesting thing because he can't even counter with Alistair because, you know, the monster never entered a step for the monsters to battle where Borreload will be destroyed. So 2,500 is going to be attacked, and now it's back to Invoked. Let's see what they have. Do they have any responses? Anything? And no, it looks like Six Samurai True Kings are the victor. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of TheCaliEffect. If you guys would like to support this awesome channel and join a group of exclusivity, then you go ahead and check out that Patreon group. It is awesome. Just help me pay my rent, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy.